Here is a section through the temporal bone where we can see the different parts of the ear. But normally we see this part of the ear and usually it is called as ear. But the organ of hearing and equilibrium consists of three parts: this inner part, the middle part, and the outer part. The outer part of the ear is known as the external ear, middle part is the middle ear, and the inner part is the inner ear or labyrinth. The outer part or the external ear is composed of the auricle or pinna and the external auditory canal. This external auditory canal ends up here with the tympanic membrane, and the external auditory canal is formed by two units. One unit is the bony unit, it is medial 1/3 and lateral 2/3 is the cartilaginous part. And the whole length of this external auditory canal is 36 millimeter. The cartilaginous part is outer 2/3, that means 24 millimeter, and the 12 millimeter is the bony part. And the pinna or auricle, here we see different parts of the pinna or auricle. This pinna or auricle can be used as the identification of individual. The two individual usually has not the same forms of this pinna, and as because the pinna has different depression, elevation, and different features. These features are some elevations and some depressions. Elevations are here, we can see there is the elevation in the outside of this external ear, that means known as the pinna, and this is the helix. And opposite to the helix there is the antihelix. There is another elevation, here is the tragus, and opposite to this tragus this is antitragus. And depressed area are here is the scaphoid fossa. It is covered by the upper part of the helix. Here is the triangular fossa, and here is the concha. This concha is divided into upper and lower part through the root of the helix or crus of the helix. These are the different parts, and another part in the lower part of the ear is known as the ear lobule. And sometimes there is some elevation in this part of the helix. This is known as the Darwin tubercle. And this pinna is composed of the cartilage which is covered with the skin. This pinna is highly innervated structure, and this upper part has different nerve supply in the anterior and the posterior part, but the lower part has the same nerve supply. Here we see the nerve supply of the lower part. Here we see the anterior face of the pinna is the posterior face of the pinna. Here we see that this lower part is anterior and posterior both sides. It is supplied by the greater auricular nerve. Here is the greater auricular nerve. And the upper part, the anterior side is supplied by the auriculotemporal and the posterior side is supplied by the lesser occipital. This is highly innervated structure, and the concha, this part of the ear, is supplied by the vagus nerve. The arterial supply of this auricle or pinna is from the external carotid artery. There are different branches of the external carotid artery. One is the superficial temporal artery. This is the terminal branch. It supplies this part, upper part of the ear pinna, and the lower part is supplied by the posterior auricular artery. So these are the artery supply, nerve supply, and the different structures of the pinna or auricle. It receives the sound and helps to concentrate so that it can enter through this external auditory canal to hit the tympanic membrane, so that this tympanic membrane can vibrate, and this vibration of the tympanic membrane causes the movement of this ear ossicle, and finally the sound enters into this inner ear.